Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. This is your girl Nala Ife. Hello, everybody. And I am coming to you for your July Tarotscopes. I know that I'm about 8 days late as hell, but you know something? I did it. I did it. We are finally here. So I'm going to be breaking up potentially these live streams throughout the day. So just in case you come and check out this live stream once it's posted and you are looking for your additional signs, okay? Definitely check back because I will have different live streams today, child. I'm taking my braids down. We getting them did up, doing a whole little hot oil treatment, and it's hot as all get out. I think this is one of the hottest summers, and it's going to get hotter each single year. So I've been feeling the effects of that, but it's a different type of heat. It's not just heat hot. I'm from originally from Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out to anyone who any of my Tennesseans, anyone from the tri-state area, Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee. That's my home. And I'm here in Colorado, specifically Denver, Colorado, and we are a mile above sea level. So that means that generally, no matter where you are, we are a mile above sea level. Shout out to BB. What's going on? You said BB says here it's the hottest summer since the 80s. And thank you, BB, for being here, girl. What's up? It's the hottest summer since the 80s, you say, BB? I'm an 80s baby. I was born at the end of 82, about to be in the 83, but still I feel old as fuck. you know? It is what it is. But I'm like, man, where did, speaking of that, it's, I don't know, any of you can chime in, but I'm going to say this. If anyone who's watching, who is between the ages of 20, 21, 22, up to 30. Listen, your 30s will go by so fast. For those of you who are approaching 30, do not freak out. Your 30s will go by pretty fast, okay? I feel maybe it's because in this manifestation and this, who I am today, which will change, okay? I feel like your 30s go by so freaking fast. So, try to do the work that you need to do, but for yourself, because you never know. You may have gaps in time when you hit your 30s, honey, where you do get lost in the sauce. Trust, okay? So if you lingering around at 31, 32, 33, a boo-boo, before you know it, the big 4-0 is here, okay? So make the most of your time, okay? And because time is speeding up, we have a lot of shit we need to talk about, y'all. What's going on, Tanisha girl? Hey, sweetheart. Thank you. Honey, please, if you are a female and you are between the ages of 30 and 40, please, when I tell you with everything that, and we'll talk about this in a separate reading session, but for everything, I promise you, take care of your stress levels. A lot of women need to hear this, especially women of color, Black American women. I am foregoing the saying of African American because that implies that you don't belong to the land, you are foreign to the land. And I am of the belief system that a lot of us were here before the time of slavery. So I say Black American, especially if you're Black American, especially if you have children, especially if you have a one-parent household, or even if you have a two-parent household. Even in these times, if you are in your 30s, please take care of yourself, okay? I thought I was doing some things, and my priorities were not where they were supposed to be. It's important. I don't care what your body size looks like and your state. Please take care of your heart. Okay, please take care of your women's health. If you are a woman who is coming into her 30s, from 30s to 40s, okay, um, because things happen after your Saturn return. Okay, life gets real. Okay, and the things that you got away with in your younger years, a lot of times they don't translate into your, I would say really in your 30s and your 40s the way that they did when they were when you were in your 20s. I know it goes by really fast, right? You're like biz, but I've only went through my major adulthood for the last 15 years. What do you mean? I know it sucks, but stay in, try to get, if you can, or stay in the best of health, but look at the small things, because the small things ultimately add up to the larger picture. Okay, and most importantly, more importantly than any physical health, please, 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 please pay attention to your mental health. Your mental health is everything. Okay, your mental health, especially in cancer season. Shout out to all of my cancers. Happy birthday, all my cancers. Shout out to Queen Brit. Hey, honey. Mental health is so important. Mental health will have you out here knowing a dude ain't shit and still playing contests with these other hoes. Okay. You know what? Shout out to the hoes, okay? Because I'm sure a lot of us have been the hoes, okay? That's just a lighthearted way. I have a nervous laughter. My sister pointed that out to me, and she said, you have that. I said, I know. Whenever it's a tough situation, if I'm, not particularly angry, okay, I deliver it with nervous laughter, but we get the point. And sometimes, in order to stop from crying, we have to laugh, okay. But it's important, because this is down to the decisions. There's a lot of stress, especially on for women. Okay, I know that we get men who watch this, but for my men, I'm not saying oh well, no, I am just not a man, so I'm not able to translate as well to men because I'm not a health professional either. I'm not able to translate sometimes the health needs or encouragement as effective as I am to women. Okay, so charges to my head and not my heart. But the stress levels come into image, your self-image. What is it that you think about yourself? Do you compare yourself? Okay. The self-image comes into ageism. Do you, as you're entering your 30s, you can be 30, you can be 29, and you start to feel the sting of this, where you feel like your use is up. Okay. um and I feel maybe in cancer season, I feel maybe more comfortable talking about this. Okay. um Especially if you've approached this age and you're not married. Okay, there's a whole other set of stress that comes along with that. All right, let's just call a spade a spade. Okay, and then on top of that, if you specifically have children during this time, children that are up, talking, breathing, comprehending, understanding what's going on, especially in this time right now, that can be extremely stressful. We have to create safe spaces where people can speak about the things that are troubling them, especially as Black American women or women in general. Okay, this is a safe space because when we remove all the lines of everything, the core issues that women face individually, you will see that we are similar. Some have it a little bit better than others because of socioeconomic groups, health, how they were raised to pay attention to their health, and so on and so forth. And I implore those who have it to engage with your community, because more than ever now women need to pay attention to these things. And we're speaking about cancer, we're talking about the heart of the nation, and one of the still to this day, no matter whether you smoke, you have weight on you, or stress from being like a corporate American career warrior. okay, which a lot of black women, black American women, or women in general, because of um the 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 lack of partnership, okay. Yes, you had the whole we want equal rights, but for some women it's required that we work at a certain level, right? Because we don't have the luxury of even wanting freedom in a sense from a relationship. We don't have the luxury of having partnerships, and that's a whole other conversation right there about the availability of proper partners. Okay. So, with all of that said, I know it affects us emotionally as women. It's a part of our divine feminine. We should not deny ourselves our emotional stance. Okay. The highest apex of intelligence is spirituality. And so, when I see people that go and say, oh, you're emotional, and they try to tout that as a negative thing, I think that they're speaking from ignorance, because everyone understands that intuition is not always logical. It's something you feel on the inside. You may react crazy, you may, or quote unquote people call crazy or irrational, or not too irrational. Okay, that's where the mental health check comes in. But you may react to it sometimes belligerent to things that you feel, because it's real. You can feel something's not right. That emotional intelligence needs to kick in more than ever. However, if we don't embrace the emotional sides of ourselves, then we're not able to develop through time and discipline emotional intelligence to understand our environments. And it's key to a lot of psychic development. There's logic, but without emotion, you're not able to tap in. Okay. And we need y'all to tap in. Okay. We need to have this safe space. Okay. It's very important in occult matters, in spiritual matters, in matters of magic or magique. It's important because then you're able to isolate emotional responses that you're getting even from your work. Okay. It's about diving in not to get lost, but diving in to be able to then determine what is what, isolate this from that, compartmentalize what you're feeling so that you then can make an intellectual assessment. But we got to be right in our hearts and our minds first. Okay. So I hope that my babies are out there taking care of themselves. And again, I'm not trying to have limited, coverage for what our masculines need, but respectfully, I'm not going to be able to give it to our masculines the way that another masculine can. Okay. But there are concerns too with males with prostate cancer becoming a lot younger with these disorders, and definitely heart issues. For women specifically, though, I have to go back to the women from the age of 30 to 40, or the age of 30 to 50. Between that age gap, that 20-year age gap, we're talking roughly two generations. My mom is now 55, and there's an 18-year difference between us. Okay. So even in that age difference, heart disease and heart attacks become very prevalent for women. So again, please, I have clients who have dealt with this in a lot of distress. Even though we talk about meditation, we talk about Reiki healing, we talk about spiritual work, because sometimes a person can be carrying a dark energy on them that they literally need exorcised from them. Listen, you become so much more adept once you pass over that threshold, especially once you've completed that Saturn retrograde, that in if you're not cognizant of all the things that you're being bombarded with spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, okay, it can take a toll on your body. It's kind of like spirit's way of saying, hello, we are still here. Tap in. It's more important, I feel like, for women in their 30s and 40s and for people in general to take very good care of themselves if they hadn't before. Okay. So I just felt the need. I don't know who needed to hear that. I felt the need to talk about it, baby, this morning, and maybe I will be a reminder to somebody that you need to push forward. Okay. And for those of you who are under 35, let me be your guide into your 30s, okay? And then going forward, because it's real, and you want to look good. You want to be unclockable, okay? And you want to be fabulous. And a lot of that comes from taking these changes in stride, listening to your ancestors, listening to your intuition, and doing right by yourself. Okay. um Stop fighting over somebody who don't really want you like you want them to want you. Okay. um Take a moment to listen to your children even when you're frustrated. Make a point. I don't care if you have to duck off and roll you know what I'm saying, a glass slipper. And what I mean by that is some sativa, or you need to go and have you a little, just a shot glass to kind of, just a single cup of alcohol. Not even a cup, a shot. Get yourself in a space to where you can be in a vibe. Listen to your children. Conversate with your children. Figure out what's going on with them. Okay? A lot of us, strangely enough, I've been reading too. Let's see what y'all got going on. I've been reading too, strangely enough, that the people born in the 80s are now making a revolutionary comeback, because we were definitely, if you are the end of generation, what is that? I would say if you're the end of Generation X, the beginning of the millennials, because the beginning of the millennials actually started in year 82. So for those who are unsure about what the millennials are, they started in year 82. Technically, the younger folks who are, I believe, 25 and under are Generation Z. Okay. And then the babies being born now are AI. Anyhow, if believe it or not, if you were at the beginning of the millennials, you probably did not make significant marks on the world. But if you are in that age group, or we're in this age group, understand that there are going to be a lot of people who it's like I want to say, I wish we had our own generation like of 80s babies, because it's literally generation late bloomer. I swear to God, if you are anywhere from 29 to 37, 29 to 38, it's generation late bloomers. So there's a lot of innovation, a lot of market changes, and there's a lot of opportunities that are going to be coming up amidst all of this drama for reinvestment. And if you're watching this back, just fast forward. Shit, I got to get this out. I haven't talked to my folks in a while. There's going to be a lot of opportunities to generate income in a different type of way. So this is your chance to innovate in your market, to put the things that you've been having maybe in the back of your mind to test. If you can add something new to the medical field, if you can add something new to home health care for those who are CNAs and LPNs and RNs, if you can add anything new to the self-care industry, if you can add anything new and innovative to banking, finance, trading, if you can start teaching people in areas that did not have financial literacy, there is an opportunity right now amidst all of this chaos to bring some things to order, to start something up and capitalize off of these changes in society. Okay. A lot of work within urban areas from people who have true hearts to develop these areas. They come from these areas, will be blessed in these times. Where you may have not been able to get traction before, you're going to be able to get traction now. Okay. I know yesterday was Black Business Blackout yesterday, but I encourage people to extend that. Really in your lifestyle, especially if you are a person of color, to reinvest in your communities or reinvest in communities that don't have the same access. Okay, because it is the right thing to do, to build up. If we're going to build anything up, let's build it up from the root, and let's address the socioeconomic disparagement head on by allowing for income to flow into the areas where it is much needed, most needed, and allow for new innovation. Okay. Irregardless to how you feel about the things that are going on, this is the American way. Why would you want a lopsided America? Okay. Why would you want a lopsided any country? You could be in the UK. You're still experiencing the same things. You could be in various countries and cities in South America. You're still experiencing the same disparagement. You could be in South Africa, most definitely, and still experience this disparagement. You could be in Nigeria, Ghana, Guinea, okay, Togo, and still experience this. Okay, so make it a point to invest in communities that have been drained. Okay, because we hold a raw resource. Okay, and it's kind of like putting forth your money where your mouth is. Everyone wants to be where they are, but we still can't forget the disparagement or act as though that's a figment of our imagination, because then we're playing merely mind games. Okay. And though I believe what I believe about these agendas that are being set out, y'all, I got to get this out. Okay. It is what it is. Okay. Support Black businesses. Anyway, I got to get this out because, irregardless to however you feel politically about how information is being disseminated and what power plays are being engaged, I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. If the environment was not already toxic, toxic, then these type of agendas would not survive. And you may ask me, Nala, what agenda are you talking about? BLM. If there's an agenda, which we clearly see behind BLM, we wouldn't be able to foster such diabolical use of Black suffrage if Black suffrage wasn't in place in the first place. And we have tons of people who are very spiritual, and I see it. But you can't serve me spiritually if you don't see the pain that me and my people have been through. If you acknowledge it as a political tactic and you reduce what my grandmother felt, I'm talking about Black born, American born generations, because when you have love for this country, it comes from generational. You have generational past any civil rights movement, past any rights for immigrants. Okay? You've been here for generations. You have a different perspective about how society has disenfranchised you. And these things go back generations. My grandmother is 83. She had a birthday in April. My mother just celebrated her birthday on June the 23rd. And my grandfather, we celebrated his birthday here in his past life here. Okay. Because he's went on to the ancestor realm, July the 3rd. Okay. And we lamented on these changes. And I understand what the agendas are, and they are diabolical because they create division between the races, and they add more division than what is necessary. Basically, your suffrage is then being exploited so that money, funds, and resources can then be funneled to certain parties that have been riding your suffrage for over 100 years now. And that needs to stop. I agree. But where I draw the line is when we start to illegitimize the toxic environment, people of black hued skin who are black Americans have experienced in this country, so that you don't have to feel guilt, which would then make you feel subjected to the media, right? Telling you should feel guilty for things that happened when you weren't born. Well, I am of the belief, and I am spiritual, okay? I am a practitioner. I am of the belief you are of your father. Do you understand me? Okay? Shout out to Cancer season. Shout out to all of my Cancers. I believe that you are of your father. And you carry the sins of your father. And that is a portion of your karma. And that as we come and we start to meet our karmic debt, okay, we must repay the sins of our father. This is how we address and meet karma head on. Otherwise, that karma lays and it goes to the next generation. And the debt is deeper, much more devastating. So it is important that we come to a resolution, because time is up for a certain ilk of energy. Time is up for that. Okay? To then go and illegitimize my struggle and the struggle of those who came before me, that created the disenfranchisement of people of color. I would say black people, because we can't even say people of color, because we also can recognize that some people of color have been affected more than black Americans in this country, and that's a problem. That's a problem. That again, the board isn't equal. Okay? When you bring things into balance, you gain clarity for all those who are concerned. And there are well-meaning people out there that really do want to wake you up to the conspiracies that are happening, or the backdoor dealings in the shadow governments, or the deep state. They want to wake you up to these things, but the application couldn't be more tone deaf than Ann Keller herself. But shit, Mozart, which they're saying now is supposedly a black man, who would have known? Ludwig, okay, Mozart, was deaf, and he had a lot more tone than some of these damn people who refuse to see things for what they are. And in illegitimizing our struggle, and then trying to say that it is a democratic pawn, which it is, but then to say that it was a total untruth, then also shows your party lines. And this is what's creating the factions that we see coming up. We will talk more about this political, spiritual, because we are in spiritual warfare. So you may ask, Nala, why are you talking about this now? We are in spiritual warfare, boo-boo. Where the fuck have you been, boo-boo? We are in spiritual warfare, okay? So I must talk about it. I haven't been on here for a while. So again, if you're here for the Tarotscopes, you're watching later, just fast forward, okay? But I need people to take the time, first of all, to check in with your self-care, your mental health. I don't care what race you are. So that you can then be healthy enough to tap in, not based on what someone's telling you to do, but what you feel in your heart. Allow those things to sink through. Some people feel like doing a whole bunch of damage. They feel that way in their heart. But we also have to realize that they feel unsupported, I believe I even looked at, how some people feel like their first generation here, but they carry the color on their skin. And it's easier for them to blame Black Americans because it would just be too much to really look at the system and see how the system actually that affected those that were here before them, that shared a skin tone, how it disparaged them. It would be too difficult to see that when you come from a different perspective. Okay? But this is generational pain. And how we right the wrongs is by acknowledging, not tearing down things that are representations of the past. That ain't gonna do nothing but help us get finessed into forgetting what the fuck happened. Okay, a lot of people ain't talked about that. But the whole tearing down of statues, what are you doing? Keep those monuments up so that we can understand fully the history. Otherwise, we will be finessed to believe a past that didn't exist. Or the question is, have we already been finessed? I mean, what is the slave business? Some say that we didn't travel here. We were already here. Just saying. So leave the markers of time up. I'm a Capricorn, so leave the markers of time up. I'm also going to come back after I post this video, and I'm going to speak on the murders that have been going down. That's going to be on my channel, Nala Ife Talks Live. So if you're not subscribed to Nala Ife Talks Live, I suggest you head your little butt over there and you subscribe to Nala Ife Talks Live. We will talk about that, and I'm also going to speak about the situation in which we saw the women arguing and the white lady pulling out the gun on the two very distraught Black ladies, but very emotionally escalating Black ladies. Okay, we got to talk about that because that is what I think both people who sit on both sides of the aisle, who have good in their heart, want to avoid. Is that sort of reaction to one another where we exploit the past, the pains and wounds from the past, to then dictate how we deal with one another today. And so we will talk about that too. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the reading. I've been speaking for 32 minutes, going on 33 minutes. So reading starts at the 33-minute mark. Okay. So we're going to start with Aries. The goal is to go from Aries through Pisces, but I do realize that I get into my readings quite a bit. So we may go Aries through Cancer. Make sure we get Cancer in, and I may come back for Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio, and then finish off with Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Okay? So here we go. Something just said you can't help anyone else around the world until you help yourself in your own home. I don't know who the hell that was for, but it's true. You can't help anyone else out here in the world until you calm down the war in your own home. Okay? So I don't know who the hell that was for. Okay, here we go. Aries. We're going to pull from the Psychic Tarot. We have Seek, Healing Begins, and Detach. Okay? We have Seek, Inner Wisdom, Healing Begins, and then Detachment. Okay? So what this is telling me here is that a lot of Aries in the month of July are going to be able to finally let something go. I think that whatever it is you've been holding on to, Aries, has served its time. It served its purpose. Okay. It's not that you wasted your time. For some of you, you will come into this knowledge, understanding that no, in fact, you did not waste your time. Okay, that whether it was a relationship, whether it was a job, whether it was a circumstance, it was meant for you to experience what you experienced per the path that you chose. Per the path that you chose, it was meant for you to experience those things. Okay, and now that you have gained a new depth of understanding of your purpose and your path, it's time to grow out of the old and finally detach, to actually release. This comes before the release card, but this is to detach from outdated ways of thinking, outdated feelings, and this is a promise of something new coming your way that you are manifesting. Okay, the center of this is healing begins. It's activated whenever you are ready. Okay, but this is about seeking greater wisdom, greater knowledge. Okay, some of you have been studying alchemy. Some of you have been studying advanced forms of spirituality, and you are just now making an awakening. Now, some of you can choose to shut away in ignorance, hide away in the pages of the Bible, or run away, right? You could deem something completely incorrect based on these words here, but that wouldn't be wise. The world's made up of so many different elements that to then deem one thing as an evil really states that you're ignorant to how all of these things add up. Okay? Sometimes spirits come to you for your use and not to use you. I just felt the need to say that. Sometimes a spirit comes to you to be commanded by you. Sometimes things reveal themselves to you for you to then take a road to discover more about yourself. Aries, right now, I'm going to tell you, you have command over a lot more than you think spiritually. In order for you to see that, you're going to have to detach from outdated paradigms. You are now a witness. So you must give us your testimony on your journey. Allow yourself to not feel pressured by groups of people to be one way or another way, or to keep on to outdated thought processes, is what I'm hearing. Detach. When you become aware of a new sense of being, or aware of new beings, in order to really grasp them and get the full scope of what's happening with you spiritually, you have to be able to detach. If you're trying to bust down a relationship, you've learned all you needed to learn from this. Healing begins. It's time to detach. Okay. Some of you need to detach from, for Aries, need to detach from something that is getting in the way of your relationship. Maybe a belief that actually is fostering division between you and the one that you love. It's time to do an assessment of the truth. Spirit, give me this. Break this down for me. We have the Four of Swords. This is my universal sit your ass down card, and it's like you take your you went and sat that ass down, right? But then you have someone that's coming to you, someone like-minded that is coming to you, an energy that's coming to you. So if you're feeling wore out, understand the troops are coming in, but right now you must rest. Right now you must take a moment to replenish yourself, okay? Then you will have something coming in that offers you solace or offers you sanctuary, okay? You may even have some visitors, family members coming this month, Aries, okay? Especially after someone has been sick, or you may need to check on someone who's very dear to you who may not be feeling the best. It doesn't look like it's a dangerous type of health issue, but it does look like they've been taking too much of the slack, or you have, and there is a time to rejuvenate that's needed right now. Okay. Especially if you are trying to decide between two lovers, or two ways to go, two different places to move, and or you are stagnated creatively. Maybe it is time for you to take take a rest, or what is it called, a sabbatical. Lord knows if it gets any hotter, we're going to need a sabbatical, okay? It may be time for you to take a sabbatical, all right, to clear your mind so that you can see clearly and you can choose much more concisely. We have the Six of Pentacles. This is the balance. Make sure that you are not giving more than what you're receiving at this time. But more importantly than that, if you need help, ask for it. You have the resources around you clearly. You may be indecisive about speaking on what type of help you need. This is not the time for that. A lot of people want help the way that they want it. The truth be told is that you can't be asking for help, but then trying to lead the charge at the same time. You got to know when to play your role. Okay. So if you need help, it may not be advantageous for you to come off as the leader who knows it all. Right now, for one, we're in Cancer season. So this season is squaring you, Aries. If anything, it's time for you to maybe take leadership from somewhere else, someone else. If anything, this will sharpen your abilities to lead, which you have in spades. Referencing the spades game, you have leadership in spades. However, if you don't take the time to delegate your energy to the proper people, this shows that not ready for leadership, okay, in your life. Or take the time to recognize when someone else has a greater skill, and maybe you need to allow that person to show you something that you've not encountered yet. Right now, Mars is in Aries, but a lot of people think, oh, this powers up the Aries. But the truth be told is the sun is the largest body in our solar system that affects us, is at a square to that Mars in Aries. Okay, and even though Mars is in dignity, the sun is beaming on areas of your life potentially that raise up a lot of emotional pain and or emotional awareness, and you do need help navigating. We're almost to Leo season, but if you need help, please do not let pride get in the way, and please do not let pride get in the way of you learning from the best in terms of how to lead yourself, your family, and people in the future, okay? There may be chance or opportunity for some of my Aries who are looking to save their business right now, for you to get crowdfunding or for you to get government funding right now. Take advantage of that. That proudness, it doesn't serve you very well right now. So if you need help business wise, start to do some research and reach out to some community organizations that will help keep your business afloat during this time, because the help is there, is what I'm seeing. Detach from the need to feel like you got it all together. Okay. We have the Fool card. Once we get you, this is your energy, initiating, starting out, pioneering. Once you feel made whole, then you'll feel normal again. Again, we have Leo season coming back up, so the full expression of yourself can come out. But right now, if you need mending, make sure you're not making this move and you still got a lot of injuries, because you might not survive that fall if you got a lot of injuries. Okay, that could be a fall from grace as well. All right, so make sure you take the help where the help is available. All right. um you could be dealing with Aries, another Aries. You could be dealing with Gemini. You also have Virgo here, um, and maybe even Libra. Okay, so these could be the primary signs you're dealing with, and that you're dealing with in some capacity, Aries. Okay, so then let's go ahead and go to Taurus, guys. I may have to take a quick bio break. If I do, I'm going to dead the screen, and it will take me 2.2 seconds, and I will be back in commission. So next up, we have Taurus. Wow, so Taurus, you got detached. You have heart chakra, rebuild. Okay, so Taurus is, I believe that you know what, and I'm feeling this. I'm a Taurus moon. I'm Aries Taurus moon. I cusp with Aries and then Taurus, and then we're bringing back the cusp as well, guys. I just, y'all got to thank you for giving me a moment to regroup. Okay, but I love these cards, and there's your card at the bottom of the deck. I just had to check it out. Okay, Taurus. So what we have here, we have detached, just like Aries got. Aries got this at the end of their reading. You're getting this at the beginning of your reading. You have, I believe that as we came out of Gemini season, Taurus, Uranus has been on you. Okay. But let's talk about Uranus. Uranus is the planet of change. You may be asking me, Nala, why the hell are you talking about Uranus? Well, my dear, if you are a Taurus, Uranus is sitting square in the middle of Taurus right now. And we'll be here for, I believe, the next 6 years or the next 7 years. Okay. So what this is making us do as the Taurus collective, whether you are a sun, moon, or rising, it is bringing in change. And this is something that Taurus, we have to acknowledge, for the most part, does not like to do, does not like to be budged. Once we get comfortable, we want to be in the thing that we're comfortable with. We want to build on the thing that we're comfortable with. We want to see us be comfortable. We want to see our kitties be comfortable. We want to see our family become, we want to build a network. We want to set it up. We want to get a building. Okay. And then we're going to create a neighborhood. All right. We got a park. There's a farm down the street that we can make sure we get our, if we have dairy needs, there's a garden. Okay. This lush, and it has everything growing that we need there. Our home is has all the space we need. Everything's comfortable. We eat good food. We have good sex. Once we get what we like that. Okay. However, Uranus is not hearing none of that shit. Okay. Uranus is the co-ruler to Aquarius. Okay. It brings lightning fast, lightning strike wit. It brings lightning strike changes. Okay. You guys have seen the Tower card in the tarot, right? The Tower card is Uranus in Scorpio. And Scorpio is all about debunking, okay, any nonsense that is broken. It's all about transformation. That's that Plutonian energy, right? So Pluto don't need you to ask it nothing for it to transform anything for you. However, with the power of Uranus, it comes quickly. That's the point. So a lot of Tauruses could be experiencing their own tower moments over the next 7 years, but it is the rebuilding effort that's here. I mean, everything's saying it here. It is a labor of love. because Uranus is innovating. It's not just coming in and bulldozing just for the sake of bulldozing. It's not doing the Saturn thing where Saturn's like, oh, nope, nope, this is not built correctly. Bust this shit down. This right here is built on a weak foundation. Bust this down. Saturn tests the integrity or the strength of something. Uranus is here, okay? And Uranus is bringing innovation, okay? It's bringing change. It's bringing lightning, light bulb moments, okay? It's bringing a eureka moment, all right? Sudden changes. And what this is doing is allowing for you, as you are rebuilding your heart or opening your heart, it's allowing you to rebuild with innovation in mind, rebuild with the thought process in mind. Well, what if this happens? We need to prepare for that. What if this change is coming? We don't see it yet, but I guarantee you it's coming. This is about Teflon strength rebuilding. This is not about being, you can't be like no other sign, Taurus, that's just, all willy-nilly. Don't ever let anyone like, sign jack you or try to sign shame you. Thank God you have that stability, because if we didn't have it, we would pretty much be out in the cosmos floating around, okay? And apparently all of us had to do a bid in the 3D, so that shit wouldn't have looked cute at all, okay? I mean, Taurus allows for us to enjoy the luxuries of progression in society through stability, okay? So we need our Taurus energy. However, we need to detach from outdated forms of stability. And this is what Uranus is bringing in. And it's weird because it's everything is crumbling around you that wasn't on a sturdy foundation. It's almost like you may be feeling reawakened in Cancer season to express things out of your heart. Maybe you have friends who need your help. You're giving it out of your heart. You're not giving it out of your solar plexus. The solar plexus is what gets damaged. Or your ego is what gets damaged when you do for someone else and they don't return the favor. When we do it from our heart, it doesn't matter how that person behaves. What matters is I did what was on my heart to do. I was in tune with my spirit and with the needs of the universe or the needs of the environment, irregardless to that person's lack of awareness. They may take advantage, but guess what? That's their own karma that they're creating. They won't hold on to the riches that I have bestowed upon them, or vice versa, because they're taking it the wrong way. They're taking advantage. That's not for you to suss out, Taurus. That's for them to suss out. You maintain your blessings. Okay, let's look at what you got in your toolbox. We got rebuild and we have trust. We have a new beginning. Rebuilding the heart. A lot of you have went through substantial amounts of heartbreak. And it's time to rebuild that. It's detaching from the outdated belief systems about love, about appreciation. This is also talking about that guilt that you may feel from being so readily available for someone who took advantage of you. Again, that was on them. You operated like a loving human being. Why in the hell should you feel bad because you operated as a full sentient loving human being to someone who's a fucking idiot? If they were an idiot, they took advantage of that. You shouldn't carry the weight or burden of an idiot. Trust me, they're going to miss out on several things of worth in their life. You're being gifted the opportunity to rebuild your heart, the fiber of your being, the person that you are. Rebuild yourself from spirit. And now we have the trust card, which is the Fool card. This is you being able to let go and jump forward and move forward and do so with abandon and know that you are protected. Uranus don't just do stuff just to do it. It does it to make it better. I mean, it is the co-ruler to Aquarius, Aquarius talks about the collective, and it's innovating things for the collective. So right now, Taurus, your heart chakra could be beaming, and you really could find that you have what it takes to help society rebuild. So it's time to speak up as well. It's time to definitely pour in your 2 cents, okay, going forward. All right. If there is a vlog that you want to write, or you want to record, or you want to get information out, if you want to assist people who are community leaders right now, if you want to assist them, help build platforms for truth to be broadcasted, this is a time in which you could do that. If you need to help rebuild trust of the community, you may be great in that right now. Okay, rebuilding people's, not so much their trust, but rebuilding people's integrity. Okay, rebuilding integrity in a building that was lost. Okay, but most importantly, you're rebuilding in your life, and you're being given the tools to do so. We also have the Four of Swords. Wow, you guys could be dealing heavy with Aries energy with that trust card, because they got it, but they got it as the Fool card. Let's see what else we got. So take a moment, detach. That makes sense. Okay. The Cancer season. There's that Tower card. What I tell you. All right. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Hierophant. Okay, Taurus. So straight up. Okay. Listen. Just on some BS, 3D stuff. Okay. If you are juggling a situation, you're going to have to rebuild. There may be trust factors in a relationship where there's juggling, and trying to move forward with that is an absolute disaster. So mayday, mayday, mayday. Okay. This person's uneven. This person's shuffling, and the truth ain't in them. And they're trying to move forward with that emotional thing. But Uranus is not going to allow that to pass. Okay. So that's going to put an end. This is why the rebuild and taking a leap of faith is here. Okay. Some of you may be ending relationships at this time. Okay. Some of you may need to be rehomed. Please pay attention to your car. Guard against car accidents this month too. Okay. Guys, give me about a minute. Okay. I will be right back, because I got to stick on this Taurus thing. Give me just one moment. Okay, okay. We're still on Taurus. Sorry, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Get a little oil on my hands. But Taurus, kind of stopping off where I see this here. Be careful with getting distracted in this month because we are still in Cancer season. Okay. There may be a need to rebuild, as we saw earlier in your reading, but you may be rebuilding to something because of something that happens all of a sudden. So, what I'm going to tell you is that if you, especially if you have Aries dominant in your chart anywhere, and I wish I'd have said this for Aries, but the chariot didn't come up for Aries, and this could easily be translated as Cancer season. But either way it goes, this moving forward has a Tower moment. Okay, take your time traveling anywhere. Do not get so up in arms and emotional and get in a car and drive somewhere. That could be indicated here. There could be a major message for my Taurus individuals, Taurus sun, moon, or rising. Okay. It could be that you are operating in two different spheres, and due to the fact that you were distracted in some kind of way, this could bring immediate change. Okay. And this tower is not playing. Okay. So it may be a situation again that it ends something that you refuse to let go. So let's talk about that really quick. Taurus, you can be stubborn with holding on to shit that is outdated relationships you're doing for the Joneses, outdated comforts. Don't let that get ripped from you, because remember, you have Uranus in Taurus, the planet of, look up Uranus, okay? And soon or later, you will have Mars joining. I believe Mars is transiting Aries right now. It's not, but once I think I think Mars is going to go retrograde. But as it enters into Taurus, there's going to be a great deal of energy. Prior to that, however, this Uranus is not playing. So whatever you're comfortable with, Taurus, that is toxic and you know it's toxic and you keep dibbling and dabbling and oh, I don't know. That detach is telling you straight up, I didn't even need to do this, but maybe I needed to do this to make it more real to you. Okay, you need to let go of this situation that you know is toxic and does not serve you, instead of trying to move forward and then ultimately end up here with the Tower and the Ten of Swords. Okay, and having to rebuild anyway. This person is not dead, okay? So the Ten of Swords don't flip out, even though this can indicate extreme injury emotionally and mentally, and this is this person being carted away. So help is near, but maybe try to avoid all of this nonsense by taking heed in the beginning that what isn't for you isn't, to remain balanced. Some of you may be experiencing bipolarism or manic behavior, okay? And it may cause you to go on an extreme shopping spree, which could put you into a whole world of debt, new debt that you weren't, accounting for, okay? That could rock your world literally, and you having to rebuild from there. So this is a very tense time for those who fall under the star sign of Taurus, okay? But I'm going to tell you something. What will protect you in this time is by listening to your heart, listening to your intuition, your heart chakra, because your heart chakra is going to help you walk away from things that felt difficult in the past. And you see that this is lightning. There's lightning happening here. There's a new life that's being charged here, but make sure again that you're taking heed to your intuition. If something's telling you to not proceed, trust that. Don't try to forge ahead, because in the past it worked out for you, baby. In the past, you didn't have Uranus transiting so close to your sun, moon, or rising. Okay, so if anything's holding you back, okay, watch out for that. Also, too, I'm going to tell you right now, get yourself some red. I know some people talk about stonework, but Taurus, when I saw that this is for anyone, get yourself some red jasper. Okay, is this my red jasper or is this my tiger's eye? Red jasper. Let me go grab the orgone because I have that. Okay, so this is an orgone pyramid right here. And these stones that it has in it, and y'all probably see me with my peridot orgone pyramid, but the stones that it has in it, these are red jasper. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see that really good, but get you some red jasper. Red jasper protects, if first of all you want to program it, but red jasper protects from violence. It protects from car accidents, violence, gun violence, sudden, accidents and misfortunes. Okay, so you want to program it. Do say your prayers, hold it, vibrate with it. But red jasper has protective qualities, especially when we're talking about iron, metal, Mars like energy. Okay, cars, and it's that sort of thing. Okay. So, really good stone to keep in your car, really good stone to keep in your gun chest, really good stone to keep in your glove compartment, really good stone to wear on your person. It there's a whole host of other things that it gives, but the most important thing that I was pulled to is that it gives you protection, mortal protection, or corporeal protection of the body, okay, and the blood. All right, from violent scenarios taking place. All right, so make sure you are in prayer and meditation in this month. As soon as you're feeling the need to get into deep prayer and meditation, do that. Connect with your spirits and make sure that you are tapped in. Okay, I can't stress that more. All right, so let's go ahead and get into Gemini. So Gemini, this is going to be for Gemini sun, moon, rising for the month of July. Gemini sun, moon, rising. I cannot believe I've been on here for an hour. I cannot believe it. We're going to do Cancer, and then I'm going to come back for Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. And then after that, Sagittarius, Capricorn. I'm hoping I get them all done today, because tomorrow, honey, I'm not going to have the fortitude. After 8 hours, I'm not going to be able to do it, okay? So I'm hoping I get them all done today. So y'all stay tuned throughout the day, okay? So let's get ahead and get in here. Gemini, what is it that you are having a hard time saying? Mercury's coming out of retrograde, but they're still in Cancer. We also have Venus leaving the sign of Gemini. So what are the messages for Gemini? We have Blossom. Beautiful, beautiful. New vitality. All right, now, Gemini, I see you right here. Reach out and well-deserved reward. I like it, and I like it, and I like it. Throat chakra, okay? So, Gemini, your words are powerful. Make sure you don't, the words, okay? Get it all out. Get it all out. Think it through, but get it all out. Powerful. powerful. Okay, this is a time in which you have a lot of raw, intense energy that is just pulling from you. Is you would think that we were in your birthday month, but we're not. But this is like the after birthday glow. Okay, a lot of times when you're in your birthday month, it sucks. Okay, so it's generally afterwards. All right, but there is a new vitality that's coming to you, Gemini. There is a way for you to blossom. Okay, there may be things that you want to do. It's time for you to come out of your comfort zone and reach out in new arenas. This is the Three of Pentacles. It's going to take more than your hands to bring this well-deserved reward, which is like the Nine of Pentacles. We got a lot of Earth energy, a lot of Virgo energy, Taurus energy, and Capricorn energy here. Okay. The Ace of Wands says that you have new energy. So no matter how you feel physically, how you feel mentally or emotionally, understand that this is a process in which you are just about to blossom into the most beautiful rose, tulip, lily, catalily, whatever you want to call it. Okay. You have an opportunity to sing, and this may come up especially strong in the Leo season. Okay, you have an opportunity to really show what you're made of, but you do need to be built up. You need support. Okay, so you need support. You need to gather in the troops. Don't be quiet about this. Elicit support, elicit like-minded thinking. Talk to your family about what you've been through. There is support on the way. Okay, there's support to help you be successful. There are people who are interested in your success. Okay, so do not feel as though your dreams or goals, no one understands them. You are being gifted with energies that understand what you want and desire, and they will surely bring to you people who also vibrate on that same frequency. Okay, you've been working really hard, Gemini, and I do see a reward for you with that well-deserved reward card right there. Either way it goes, you're blossoming. This is like a new for some of my Geminis who had a birthday. First of all, happy belated birthday if I didn't get to you. But this is a new solar year for you. Okay, you have a lot of things, a lot of gifts, a lot of thoughts, a lot of poetry, a lot of mental processes, a lot of things that you can give back to your community, and we need it and we want it and we are thankful for it. Okay, you just need to reach out if you feel as though you have limitations. This is where you want to group up with the right people, because they will help bring your idea into reality. Okay, you don't have to go at this alone, is what I'm getting. Okay, if you've not been feeling this, allow Cancer season to wash away all of that dead root, to allow for you to blossom, allow for you to see things with new colors, new dimension, so that you can then translate that to the collective, and there's a reward in doing so. Keep speaking your truth, keep seeking the truth. Okay, there's not a loss in you doing so. All right, we have the Page of Swords, we have the Chariot card, we have the Eight of Swords, Page of Cups, and the Tower card. All right, everyone's kind of getting the tower card. So, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Taurus. Definitely be careful about traveling right now. Okay, Mars is in Aries, car accident central. Okay, so be careful about establishments. Maybe you are coming up against the establishment. If you are coming up against the establishment, you need the troops. This is a spiritual warfare kind of thing. So if you're coming up against the establishment, make sure that you have your spiritual team on deck. Okay, if you thought that you didn't need them and that you could just be out here all willy-nilly, you got another thing coming. We are in a spiritual war. Okay, and so Geminis tend to say things how they are. Okay, oh, Tanisha, I'm gonna get to Pisces. And Geminis tend to say things as they are. Okay, they tend to, speak their mind, even if they change their mind, depending on the environment they're in, or the crowd that they're tending to. However, what I'm going to tell you, Gemini, is that you have an opportunity here. Some of you may avoid car incidents, okay? Be cut out of it. But you need your spiritual, because whoever you're pandering to is going to blow up. Like, this situation is going to blow up. Maybe you have some truths that you need to reveal. And you're here just speaking the truth, sharing your heart, sharing your emotion. But whatever that truth is in that cup, whatever little fishy you let jump out of that cup and go into the vast ocean of awareness and consciousness, it's going to blow the top off of something. I'm going to tell you right now, boo-boo, I'm going to need you to have your spiritual team on deck, okay? So whatever it is that you do, if you work with the archangels, I'm going to need you to get them on deck. If you work with your ancestors, I'm going to need you to get them on deck, okay? Because even though you are being guided to do and speak truth, understand that it's kind of like, I don't know why I feel like this. For some of y'all Geminis, it's weird. Not to bring up movies or whatever, but y'all know that movie called y'all know the Terminator, right? But it's almost like some energy that knows what you're capable of is trying to cut you off at the ankles before you reach that ability. Okay. And this is why I'm telling you that you wouldn't be here to see this reading if it wasn't meant for you. If it wasn't meant for you to alter the path that you're on or the frequency that you're riding, you wouldn't have seen this reading. But it really feels as though you have someone who is watching you, or this could be you. This is normally Gemini, watching how you move forward. Some people may be even offering you help, and you feel comfortable expressing yourself. But then you come into this tower moment, and either you're having a tower moment or you have a revelation that pretty much everything that you thought you knew is not what you thought anymore. Let me go into this, okay? Also, beware of people, Gemini, who offer you false friendship, even though it's telling you to reach out, most definitely, but do not be taken advantage of. Okay, this is definitely a call for you to use your intuition, but don't allow yourself to be taken advantage of by someone selling you some bullshit. Okay, if they're selling you a dream, it's a dream. Okay, some of you may be walking away from a masterpiece. You've already created this thing. You got double eights. Some of you may be changing jobs. That may be what this tower moment is. Okay, some of you are changing the way that you work in some capacity. Okay, figuring out how to work smarter and not harder, because possibly someone cuts you out of the way that you've been seeing things. You've been moving forward a certain kind of way. Someone could have been watching how you worked, and they said, hey, I think I may have a better way. Let me show you. Let me get you up out of this stagnated kind of way that you're doing things and show you can do things a little bit better. And what ends up happening here is that the whole damn time you realize that, oh, Jiminy Frickets, I was doing things this way, and the whole damn time, I could have been doing it another way. But it was meant for you to go through that. That's the cycle. Now that we know the old way doesn't serve us anymore, we've completed the work. It's time to move on. So the way that you work, your workplace, the job you have, all of those things could be up for changes, but there's help on the way. So yes, don't be taken advantage by someone, but I feel like more so than someone taking advantage of you, someone is trying to show you how to not get taken advantage of. And you might want to take heed to that, because you're going to have a reality, something that happens in your reality to show you the whole time that, boo boo, you've been out here butt ball ass naked. You ain't had no protection on you like you thought you did. But let me show you something new. And when you see that new thing, you're gonna take off. You're gonna take off, because you're gonna see where the error and the issue was in the first place. That's kind of how that's gonna show up. But don't get offended if someone has a better eye than you at the moment, because once they help take that blindfold off and you see the truth of the situation, you're gonna be 0 to 100. You're gonna be on go, and you'll see why you've been stagnated this whole time. And you may be able to even appreciate the stagnation, because maybe you weren't ready. Remember, opportunities come a dime a dozen, but being ready is something that's once in a lifetime. Are you ready? A lot of people get lots of opportunities, but their ass wasn't ready. And it shows in the short term and in the long term. But what comes once in a lifetime, or once in a million, is being ready and having the opportunity show up. And I believe that a lot of Geminis are experiencing that. Okay, so we got up here. Next up, Cancer. 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 Happy birthday to all of my Cancers out there. Let's get a message for my babies. Happy Cancer season. I know it's been a while, huh? So let's see what we got going on here. We have awaiting results. Crown chakra. Wow, 7-7. Nurture and finding balance. Okay. Cancer, it's not going to come anytime sooner than it's ready to go. Okay. This is going to be your higher mind. You are juggling right now, and you need to find some sort of balance. Again, this is going to even itself out by Leo season. Okay. You also had, just like Gemini, reach out at, but this is at the bottom of the deck. That could be the overall theme. But Cancer, the way that I'm feeling this for you is a need for you to find balance in nurturing your higher self. You have the 7 of Pentacles here. This is about making an assessment on what serves you and what no longer serves you. If you've planted seeds and you're awaiting the results, look at last year's harvest. Okay? When you're in tune with your crown chakra, it's going to connect you to your higher self. Does this produce the fruit that's worth it? Okay? Also, too, do not get discouraged. Okay? Because your results are coming towards you. This is a time for you to have higher knowledge. This is definitely a time for you to get out of, please do not allow your emotions to alter what you see in front of you. Okay. This is most definitely a time to have emotional intelligence and nurturing. You have the Empress energy. Okay. This is the Venusian energy, which makes sense. Venus is about to enter your sign. And with this, it's going to help bring you balance. You got a lot of ideas swirling around you, a lot of opportunities that you want to take. But as you know, an opportunity is only as good as if you're ready for it. Okay. And this is about getting you ready. And the number one thing is to make sure that you are nurtured through and through, that you feel luxurious, that you feel beautiful, you feel loved, you feel cared for. Okay. On the 3D side. However, what you're also being asked to do is to reach high above yourself and connect to your higher self, to make sure whatever mission that you're on, it is a mission of your soul's progress. It is your mission is not fueled by your lower self. by your base chakra, that's survival. Sacral chakra, trying to become creative, or sexual center. Your solar plexus, your ego. It's not motivated by the lower chakras. If anything, is motivated by your ascension. Everything needs to mimic, or it needs to mirror your ascension. So if you are low vibrating, what you manifest will mirror that. If you are high vibrating, what you manifest will mirror that. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is, I said this in a couple of recordings, not even a couple, in the last recording. In Cancer season, there is no room for, oh, I was just, saying it because my feelings were hurt. What you say of your mouth will produce instant results and instant changes. Okay, so there's a need for you to remind yourself of who you are, what makes you special, what makes you significant, that is not measured up against someone else, and to have balance in that. Because a lot of times when we're feeling insecure emotionally, you can be the most beautiful person in the world, beautiful person, beautiful body, but if you are insecure, you are a monster. Okay, and that's it. That's anyone who's operating on physical insecure, or they're financially insecure. Okay, this is a time in which you need to get into step what your qualities are, so that your insecurities do not blind you to how magnificent you are. And I'm not saying a false sense of ego. A lot of people throw up all their accomplishments. That's a farce. Because when you got to lead with your jewelry, when you got to lead with all of that, then you are a superficial bitch, and you really ain't got it ain't much complexity to you at all. Okay, if you got to lead with your superficial things, this is about your true value. You may have a significant visit from Taurus. You got Taurus energy here. You got Virgo energy here. You got Capricorn energy here. But this is about what makes you solid. If everything's taken from you, what makes you great? And whatever that is, that's what you want to nurture. You want to love on yourself and refuse to support anyone who doesn't love on you the same way you love on them. If they don't love on you in the same capacity that you love on them, then they're aiding and abetting in the destruction of a goddess or a god. Please understand that. Okay? Stop casting your pearls to swine. And I think you're coming into that realization right now, Cancer. Okay? Majorly. It's almost like the universe is trying to hand you your crown and scepter, and you're talking about how great you are, but then they do that check of the heart, and you're like, really, I need this and I need that, and I don't quite have this yet, and I don't quite have that, because you're waiting for some external factor to validate you when you're already the thing. The test was for you to see your light, to see your prominence without all of that bullshit. That was the goal. So make sure you pass the test. That's what I'm seeing here. Do you really know who you are? This season's going to show you who you are. And the goal here is for you to find balance in between the spiritual and physical world. Okay? We have the Five of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles could be dealing Capricorn energy. Ace of Cups. Nurturance here. Okay, Seven of Cups, and then the Knight of Pentacles. I need you, and at the bottom of the, everybody's catching this Tower card. What, you know what? When I come back and I do part 2 or part 3, I'm going to do a world reading, because Taurus caught that Tower, Gemini caught that Tower, and now Cancer's catching that Tower, but at the bottom of the deck, so it's not in your spread. Okay, listen, Cancer. Choose wisely. I know you want to be this bitch. And for the most part, you are this bitch because you're the other side of this bitch. This is a Capricorn. Okay. This could have something to do with the transits in Capricorn opposite, the sun in Cancer, Venus finna be in Cancer, and Mercury being in Cancer. Okay. You want to be this person. Okay. You are this person. You may for a long time felt like you weren't with the Five of Cups. Okay. Don't let the Five of Cups have you choosing anything. Okay. You're going to have offers that come in. Okay. The goal here is to choose something that's long term. I'm going to tell you that right now, because if you're looking for immediate, it ain't happening. When we have the Knight of Pentacles here, this is the slowest moving knight in the deck. But this is continued success, continued wealth, long-term relationship offer. But it's worth waiting on. Do not choose the wrong thing because you're going to frustrate yourself. This is where needing balance comes in, because what's meant for you is already on its way. Okay, it requires patience. Okay, take me in on this Knight of Pentacles here. It's almost like making the wrong choice is what brings the Tower moment to you, because you wanted to hurry up. You want to see it immediate. Nothing about the Knight of Pentacles is immediate. Now, if you've been working on something for a while, good, bad, or indifferent, it's your karma is coming. That's another thing that I see with this. Like, your portion is coming. So if you've been putting in the work, positive work, you're about to get a drop. And this drop is going to set you up greatly financially. Now, if you have been operating unbalanced, because remember, they ask for you to have balance here, unbalanced in the spiritual realm or physical realm, then the roosters are coming home. The chickens are coming home to roost. Okay, so be careful about that. That could be anybody, but this is a long-term change. So when we see this right here, Cancer, Sun, Moon, arising, it's inescapable. It may be the slowest moving night, but it is the most long-term. What he's bringing is a long-term option. Okay, long-term option. Let's see what we got. What is the Knight of Pentacles talking about for Cancer? Knight of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. Okay, this is potentially a long-term relationship, long-term financial investment, but it does adhere to traditional values. Okay, so this is something, if you are awaiting approval, acceptance into a government-sponsored program, you're going to get it, is what I'm seeing here. If you are, because you're being told that you're awaiting results, so you're getting your results. Okay, make sure that if you are balanced, please make sure you're balanced in order to receive this, because it's kind of like with this energy here with the Six of Pentacles, what you're receiving assistance. You need this assistance. And your creativity is what is going to help you find balance in this. Your readiness to accept change or to do what needs to be done, the right thing. Also, you got a major Leo. So if you have Leo placements, there's a major change coming to the finances. And it's something that's legal. It's legal. It has something to do with government. Like, this is a what is it called? It's a traditional environment. It's like some of you may even be, if you are initiated, you may even be receiving some sort of message from an elder, okay? And there's a need for balance. There's a need for balance here. Some actions have been too you somebody has went too hard is what I'm getting. Cancer, somebody has went too hard. You dealing with a fire sign person, they went too far and they owed you an apology. Then you may be getting that apology this month because it's going to be you that they need to come to for financial assistance. And the whole time what you were trying to tell them is going to manifest what you were trying to warn them of. So some of you, if you were dealing with a fire sign specifically, maybe even Leo, what you were trying to put them up on game about, you're gonna find it is you that they got to come to, not the other way around. Also, make sure that any documents you sent in, any taxes that you send in, that they're properly done, because taxes, there could be what is it called? The IRS could hit you up. I'm getting the IRS could hit you up for a what is it called? What is it called? An audit. Some of you may be under an audit financially, okay? Which is why that fine balance here, okay? Please choose wisely. When you file your taxes, because I believe the new tax deadline is July the 15th, make sure that those taxes are straight up, because they could come right back and this could open up an audit of your expenses. Okay, is what I'm getting here. Okay, for some of you. And since it's your birthday, let me go into the 7 of Cups. You can have many options for dating too. Okay, be balanced in your options for love. Okay, if you choose the first thing that's smoking, then it'd be the first thing smoking elsewhere. You know what I mean? So allow for a little bit of build up this season, Cancer. Try to not be disillusioned, because the 7 of Cups talks about disillusionment. Could be dealing with a Pisces. Okay. Pisces with the Hanged Man definitely could be dealing with Pisces. We also have Gemini. Okay. This person may need more help and more money from you, and you're going to eventually have to cut them off. Okay, this is a person who knows what they're doing mentally. They're playing mind games. Be careful. Okay, you guys got somebody coming through that sees that you're nurturing. Be on the lookout for someone like that, because you have many choices. Make sure you choose wisely, because if you choose based on your emotion without really looking into it, I'm not talking about emotional intelligence. I'm talking about that, oh, I finally get to date somebody like this. Trust me, you might be setting yourself up for a con man or a con woman if you jump right in. Take your time, go through the different options, okay? I think I have time for one more. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do Leo. And I'm going to have to come back, guys. Okay? Actually, you know what? Let me come back and do Leo. I'll come back and do Leo. All right. I love you guys so very much. Thank you for rocking with me this morning. I know that this went on a little bit longer than I expected it to. I will be scheduling out the next 2 lives, and that will be for Leo through Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio, and then we'll do a 3rd live, and that will be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Lord have mercy, Aquarius, and Pisces. Now, tomorrow's Thursday. I'm not going to be on it all tomorrow, but this weekend we will be going over the cusp signs, okay? So if you're interested in the cusp readings, I'm going to announce that in the other readings too. Definitely come back for this weekend. We'll go over the cusp with you, all right? This is your girl, Nala Ife. I love you guys so much. Grand rising to everyone, and I will talk to you soon, okay? Peace.